Good evening, everybody. How are you all doing today? Tonight, I hope you all can tune in, join me, share my content. It's really important that you all share my content for many reasons. We have our continued fight for justice, not just for ourselves, but we have our fight for justice for Elijah Hadley. So please share my content. I will be sharing updates for the peaceful protests. I do believe that they are sitting outside the sheriff's office, some of the protesters, letting them know that we aren't going away. We are not going to be silent. We will not let this murder go. We will not. We are going to fight until we have justice. It was really sad the other day to not see any tribal leaders. We did have some of our tribal elders, some of our tribal royalty that was there, their family. We had a lot of other support, but the support from the tribal leaders is not there. There's just there's no fight for the Mescalero people from our tribal leaders. So it's really important that you all continue to be loud, be the voice, scream it from the rooftop. Justice for our babies. Elijah is just one casualty. Excuse me, before I go any further, any noise you hear in the background, I do not own rights. The video games, barking, whatever, just ignore that, please. But we need to remember that we are the voice for not only Elijah, but his family, his mother, his sisters, his brothers, his niece, grandmother, everybody. This shouldn't be an end. We will have justice for Elijah. This should be the beginning. This should be a push for the Mescalero people to fight, to get justice for their babies, all of our babies that we have lost. I have a nephew down in Tularosa that was murdered. Nobody has fought for any justice for him, for his murderer to go be charged, sit behind bars. There's many of us that have lost loved ones to not just police, but to unknown. There's no investigation, nothing for our people. So it's important that we don't stop. We're not quiet. Our tribal leaders really like it when we don't speak up, when we're quiet, when we're just submissive, I guess, to them. I don't know. But we can't. Not in today's world. You cannot do that. You have to fight. Imagine, put yourselves in the Hadley family situation. Any of you that have lost loved ones, whether it's to police, to alcohol, to being victims of violence and passing from that. We have to be their voice. We are not going to get that support from the tribal leaders. They're too busy right now. They have a lot on their plate, and it's pouring over. They can't handle those plates now. That greedy dish that they never wanted to go empty is too full, and they don't know how to handle it. They don't know what to do. It's almost like we're on our own in a lot of ways, a lot of our things we do. And I know people say you shouldn't be dependent on the tribal leaders. I really am. I hold them to a higher standard. They're paid very well. I don't see any reason not to be hard on them, question them, want to know what they're doing at all times. We are their bosses. We should know what they are doing. And it's obvious. We have let go of the reins so much that we're now on a loan basis. Our tribe is functioning on a loan basis. Our sovereignty, I don't even know if you can say it's hanging in the, if it's hanging on, we're hanging on. There's just too much we've allowed to let go. And now we are at a point with our leaders that there's no reason for them. Impeachment should have came a long time ago. The failure from our leaders to keep us safe, to fight for us, to put our best interests first. It's there. It's evident. It's in our face every day. Every day. I was sitting here, I have a lot of notes, y'all. I had a lot of phone calls since the very ending of my last live. I have just messages, phone calls, people I've never even talked to, people that don't really care for me. I have a lot. Tribal leaders, I think y'all are pretty done. I don't see how you can. I don't know. But you all have lost a lot from us and continue to. You spoke in the general meeting. The general meeting as well is another issue. But you all spoke about the programs that we might lose because of our financial situation. It just blows my mind that you as tribal members have not demanded to see the budget for transparency, complete transparency, completely remove our sitting council administration. There's just too much, council, that you all have done, continue to do, that people want to know. You broke our tribe. You took our tribe to nothing. Once known as one of the wealthiest, strongest tribes. You need to lean on a tribe. You call Wendell, he's going to help you. And we don't have that anymore. We don't have any of that. You can't even, our own tribal members can't even lean on you. It's wrong for us to expect you all to take care of us as well as you all are taken care of. Remember, you all, we have a tribal attorney, Nelva Cervantes. We also have Melissa Chavez, who is a tribal prosecutor. If you look up these definitions, their job duties, both of them should be terminated, suspended, under investigation. Neither of them have held up to their job duties, their responsibilities, to the laws that they took a oath to. You swear under oath to uphold these laws. Both educated, both understanding completely how important their oath is, what that means. Melissa Chavez to this day will not prosecute anybody unless they personally offend her or the council. We still have to this day Lauren Gallarito. He is the first cousin to Robin Aguilar, who is wife to Gabe Aguilar, the councilman. Lauren Gallarito was also the tribal administrator during Gabe Aguilar's presidency, during which time he committed many acts of fornication in the daycare, caught by Percy Benally, the security, with his pants down around his ankles. right there above the community center, fornicating with a woman that was not his recent baby mama. I believe it's now his current baby mama or something like that. But back to Lauren. Lauren was able to do all of these disgusting things while being paid top dollar as tribal administrator. Now, that's something that is really important for you all to ask, is what is the tribal administrator's pay? Not just Lauren's, but our current administrator, Blue, Brian Shendo, aka Blue. What is their pay? You know, it's really important that you all ask for everybody's pay, being that they are telling you there is no money. There's no money to help you. There's no dividend for our people, but we continue to collect $300 each meeting. $300 I believe it's $350. If any of you know the correct number that our council get per meeting, per appearance, please let me know. And I don't know how true it is, but I was told that there was a meeting a while back to change those amounts. So who knows if that even is accurate. We could be looking at $400 a meeting, maybe more, for council members who have not kept any part of their oath, of their words. I have some of their words. You know, I was sitting here looking at my notes, and I was looking at the inauguration notes. You had people like Euphrasia, who is Euphrasia Plata, aka Perny. She is the treasurer, I believe. If I'm wrong, please update me. Please update me, you know. Prove me wrong. That's my show. I really don't get offended. I'm not mad. Prove me wrong. It is for the best interests of the Mescalero people and now Ruidoso people, Alto, Ruidoso Downs, that I'm proven wrong. It's so important that I am wrong. But anyway, Euphrasia, she did the welcome address at the inauguration. She welcomed the dignitaries, the state. She talked about her state business admin at ENMU. Master's in 2023, she graduated. Now her explanation for her graduation, you know, her reasoning for getting an education and moving forward to progress the tribe forward. Spoke of honor, to be proud Mescalero Apaches. How, Euphrasia? When you're over there disenrolling and banishing tribal members for corruption, how are you supposed to be proud? What's this honor you speak of? The laws you violated? With your education, your background, you still violated all of these laws. Not just to myself. Don't forget the letter you handed out for Butch Blazer, a non-tribal member, a man who cannot prove his Mescalero blood. You handed out a letter for him to a tribal member explaining to them that they weren't enough to be tribal members. Man, the things we have allowed Butch Blazer to do to our tribe and to our tribal people as a white man. And excuse me, I'm sorry if I offend any of you, but Butch Blazer is a true colonizer. We have a lot of non-tribal members on our tribe, married within our tribe, working for our tribe, who truly devote their time, their efforts to our people, to our entities. And then we have those like Butch Blazer, Kenny Blazer. Who else do you have? You have the Frizzels. You have the Aguilars. These are all people that cannot prove their bloodline. And when you question their bloodline, they get rid of you, or they try to. You see how well that worked. I'm still sitting here talking. Let's see. What did Idella say? Idella was very nervous during her speech for inauguration. She talked about her bachelor's, master's. She claims she has fought hard for our disabled and taken care of them. Available anytime. She will find us an answer to get rid of your problems. Talked about Head Start being in a flood zone, and I believe they're starting a new Head Start, working on it. Great timing to start working on a Head Start. A lot to iron out to make it work for everybody, not us council. Worked hard for her people. Came to council. Oh, come to council, not social media, she said. Why, Idella? Why would we go to you and not social media? I wrote letters to go before you all, and none of you acknowledged the letters. We have elders, handicap, youth that write letters to go before you all, and you ignore us. You have a Mescalero Apache woman who has submitted all her documentation, her proof for her husband's adultery and his meth use and purchases on our Mescalero tribe, and yet you fail to act on that in any way. You can't get an appointment. You can't go in those chambers for anything unless the council is doing something illegal. After all my letters of requesting to go before the council, I finally went before them for their illegal hearing. To disenroll a tribal member with no valid legal reason to this day, not one tribal member can explain any valid reason why I was disenrolled. Gabe says that I talked and brought harm to hundreds of people. Prove it. How did my words bring more harm than your drug dealers, than your arson? How did my words bring more harm than your administrator, Lauren Gallarito? No charges to this day for the child he molested. Melissa Chavez, the tribal prosecutor, wants the victim to file on Lauren Gallarito for what he did to her. I think that's pretty crazy. No tribal member is allowed as a grandparent to have any rights to their grandchildren. However, Melissa Chavez, another luxury of hers. None of us can go into those council chambers. We can't get a meeting. No matter the process we follow, it doesn't matter. But if you're related to Melissa, you can have a whole wedding in our chambers. I thought it was funny, and I mean no disrespect to Mariah and Matt Pena. I happen to think those two are great people, but I thought it was odd that you all were able to go into the chambers, have a whole ceremony, a whole wedding in the council chambers, and then post pictures on social media of your joyous occasion in our council chambers when we can't get 30 minutes, 20 minutes out of our council. How did you all get a whole wedding? How did that work? How did that work? Let's see. Inauguration speech from Robert Rice. Thank Lord. He thanked the Lord. Robert Rice, do you realize you're thanking the Lord while breaking almost every commandment he has against your own people? Tribal members that support him, thank you for putting our trust in him. You see where our trust got us? Hard work, outgoing counsel. Thank you all for your hard work. They need to be investigated as well. He learned a lot. They came together for the betterment of the tribe. Robert Rice, aka Bish. How? Where's the betterment for the tribe? What betterment are you talking about? The lavish trips that you like to flaunt in front of your tribal members right before you tell them you can't give them nothing? Right after you all gave out gift cards to IMG staff, most of them not tribal, but you can't give your tribal members nothing? Let's see. Oh, there's more. I cannot make any promises, get anything accomplished. Oh, let's get everything accomplished. Our well-being before anything. You talked about detox is needed for alcohol addiction, aftercare services. There's no wraparound services. Repeat behaviors because of mental health, homeless shelter. We still have no jail. We have no wraparound services. We have no help for our mental health. Individuals that are just in our community that are dealing with the justice system, the retarded justice system. I'm telling you, we have a horrible justice system. We have no services for any of our people yet, to this day, at all. I think we're still relying on Dr. Kate to be the miracle doctor forever. I could be wrong. She could be gone. Where's the alcohol services? Where's the homeless shelter? The homeless shelters that you all built, the whatever units that were vandalized, how much did that cost for us to pay for the equipment that was vandalized? To repair the homeless units, how much will that cost? How much money was wasted? And when will you actually put people in these units? You have so many empty units. It took you years to put people into the Windy Point 2, Windy Point 1. You got the Carrizo apartments over there. Nobody living in them. Are you waiting for them to be vandalized? Are you waiting to see which felons, drug dealers we need to help, who becomes homeless, who we should put in a home? I'm just wondering if somebody can tag these council members with their big words, their lies. These are all grounds for impeachment. These are their words. I'm not making this up. It's recorded. You can go back and watch the inauguration for yourself. It's all over. These are their words. Their words that they have not held. They have not held up. They have not completed. Nothing. They impeached a president you all voted in for allegations of hiring family. When it turned out they actually selected who was going to be hired for those projects. The president you all voted in, Eddie Martinez, he didn't vote on those. There's also the allegations of offering employees sex, money, high pay for sex. You have Alfred LaPaz sitting on council. Do you not remember Alfred? You had Dorlin and Alfred sitting on the same council. Do you not remember them? They took off to California on a whole adulterous love affair. There's so many people. Garrely is married to Ronald Blaylock, but continues to have affairs on him. I believe she started off with the Otero Electric Man. And then she is continuously, and if I'm wrong, Garrely, file on me, sue me. Sue me, because I have people willing to go and testify to you and Herman's behaviors and adulterous acts that you all do after hours, before hours. So how are you all going to impeach somebody without any proof, providing any proof to the almost 600 people that voted for him of a valid reason for him to be impeached? Because we're sitting here with reason after reason after reason that you all shouldn't be in jail for. Not just impeach, counsel, you all should be in jail. It's coming. It's coming. It just can't come fast enough. Our Mescalero people are losing everything while you all sit there and collect money after money after money. And you should be in jail. Let's see. What else did Bish have to say? Mr. Robert Rice. Proud to be a Mescalero Apache, hearing our songs. What songs? What are they saying on our songs? You all talk about how proud you are to be Apache, our culture. Explain. Explain. What about it makes you proud? The money you get for each voter? The lies? The secrets, everything, all the funds, programs you have took from us that you have not given us. That's what he wants for our young men. Pride. Make change within yourself. Take on personal accountability. Don't blame others. Do you hear that? Robert Rice, stand up tomorrow in your council meeting, because I'm sure you'll have one tomorrow, and tell your council that. Say those exact words to your council. Make change within yourselves. Take on personal accountability. Don't blame others. Good things happening. So let's see them come through from our new council going out. Thank you. And then he quoted Jeremiah 29:11. Come out of your comfort zone and make changes with him, he said. I don't think any of you are in a position to be quoting anything from the Bible. You haven't kept your oath to your tribe. You have not kept any commandment to that Bible you all swear to. Now, Dwayne. Dwayne is the vice president. Man, he has a lot to talk about. He was attended Fort Lewis, got his bachelor's in political science, recipient of the Dean's List from New Mexico University in 2003, served on the board of Southwest Polytech Institute from 2011 to 2012. Southwest Indian Polytech Institute. Vice Chair, New Mexico Coalition of Gaming Tribes, 2023, appointed to State Central Committee, member of Alamogordo Party of New Mexico, also the Democratic Caucus of New Mexico, firefighter EMT from 2010 to 15. 2012, Susana Martinez, Deputy Secretary for Indian Affairs for the state of New Mexico, Solar Project, first net zero tribal community in the country. And then he gave a huge thanks to Gina, Danny, Garely, and Owen. All of that. Man, you were even the Deputy Secretary for Indian Affairs for the state of New Mexico, Dwayne. but yet you violated your oath. You violated the Constitution by disenrolling me, avoiding all due process for me, not presenting me with any of the evidence that you had in front of you, allegedly. Man, how are you all still sitting in council? How are you all still sitting as council members? Those are some of the biggest slanderous words I could ever read from y'all, hear from y'all. I think that's a bunch of baloney. Now, those are old notes. I just thought it was important to bring those up. Your words, your fake promises, your I'm going to be transparent. Thora talked about all this greatness. I've driven through the community. I've seen my people suffering. I've seen people living in their cars. Really? What are you doing? What are you doing about it? Because we went broke under you. We lost everything. Everything under you, Miss Pueblo. Thora Walsh, you need to show your bloodline. You all want to understand why we're sitting here in this predicament, living off of a loan day by day. Allowing all of these non-tribals to run our tribe. That's what got us here. 1965 Constitution states that you have to have a certain amount of blood to be an enrolled tribal member to run for a seat, a government seat for the council for the Mescalero tribe. We allowed Arthur Butch Blazer to run our tribe, to sit as president, while possessing zero blood. I don't know if you all understand how important that is, but we didn't have this greed before then. That's not hard to prove either. You can go back and look at everything we've had. What's hard to prove is our finances now. Because our tribal administration are from Nelva on down, and you all know Nelva is the head. Nelva is in charge. You do not move unless Nelva says. It's her strategy. We haven't had any transparency. You all have not seen not one accountability for the money that we have received as Mescalero people for us to help us with homes, with treatment, with a jail, with the fires that we caused. And yes, your investigation can say lightning all you want. That's fine. That doesn't change the fact that your other fire, your salt fire, was started by 2 Mescalero people. And then some. And then some. That's not it. We got a lot of tribal members that have called in with huge concerns regarding our council's family. You have family members that are getting away with their 5th DUI the day of the fire, and nothing happened to them. While our family members sit in jail for 365 days for your crazy charges. But you have an arson. And even if it was just for the salt fire, your arson created a fire so big that it took half or more than half of the resources from the Ruidoso people while they faced your other fire, the South Fork fire. You took all of their resources to save your travel center and your casino. And man, that must have really bummed you out. Because the rumor is you all wanted that to go. You all were running out of options. You have nothing. You spent all our money. You were like a little little boy going into a candy shop and just giving endless money, just buying. So since my last video, I've had a lot of people messaging, wanting to know, some of them didn't even get the child dividend, the 0 to 19 years assistance for back to school. Some of them have to wait. You all need to understand you're waiting because our tribe is broke. We get another payment in a month. What did they tell you? The 22nd of next month to come and get your check? That's when the next payment comes in, I guess. The $10 million that was allocated for the victims of the floods and fires from Harlan Vincent, where's that money? Was that put in general fund? Is that what's holding us up? Is that what's keeping our tribe together and going? Let's see. If we have no money, why do we pay $500,000 to Nelva Cervantes when none of our laws are being kept? Tribal members have their rights violated almost every day. You go into the court, they take your children. We have mothers, natural mothers, having their children ripped from their custody by their grandmothers. Using previous charges from years ago to rip children from their mothers. Our tribe has no idea how to strengthen their tribal members in any way. Taking children from parents, from natural parents. Maybe some of them are in harm's way. But these cases that Janice is just ripping kids from, she has no justification. And you know it, Janice Moreno. You have no justification to destroy the children's lives and the parents' lives that you do. And they're renewing Janice Moreno's contract. Janice has kept so many parents from their children to this day without any legitimate reason other than the other party said so. No proof, no nothing, just hearsay. Our tribal court continues to keep on a individual who has committed assault and battery on her spouse. Not once, but twice has went to jail and went to arraignment before her employer and was still put back to work once she was released. Got to go home, shower, I guess, and report to work. From the jail to the court. Tell me how that makes sense. I don't get it. We have individuals sitting in prison right now for domestic violence. Why does it just work for some people and some people get away with it? So you have these tribal members that want to know about our funds, want to know where all of our money went. $432,000 a year goes to the council. That's if they have 3 meetings a week. That's just if they have 3 meetings a week. We don't know if they have 7 meetings a week. We have no clue. We need to relook at the president's pay, the vice president, Nelva, the CEO, all of these people that are collecting these insane salaries, because not one of them has earned their pay. And if you have them, prove it. Prove to the Mescalero people that you deserve the pay you receive. I don't know how any of you council can sit there and justify your pay while you have not done anything for your people. I'm telling you, council should be in jail. Let's see. Council cuts to save money. And these are just people's comments, their messages, it's constant. It's constant. Melissa Chavez, you were right at the top. What did they say? The internet ordained preacher. Get rid of her. Will not prosecute anybody to save anybody from any harm on the Mescalero tribe. And that is her job. To keep our people safe. She's protecting child molesters, abusers, should be charged with treason. It is Melissa Chavez who went to the council after speaking with Eddie Martinez and his rights. And he had it. He had proof. He had the charges against Robert Gabe Aguilar for his libel, slander he was committing on Facebook. Oh no, Melissa couldn't have them get rid of her paycheck, so they got rid of Eddie. Y'all need to ask about that. These council members are supposed to be transparent. It's what they swore to. They're supposed to be your employees, but yet you see no finances. You see nothing that is done with your money. They don't talk to you. They don't tell you anything. They don't update you. They insist that there's no way they can do any live feed or any kind of technology to inform you all of what's going on. You need to start investigating what they're hiding. Lauren Gallarito, no reason at all for a child molester. Right now, Lauren's position is with the hunting lodge. Our hunting lodge. Fire Garely. Garely doesn't go to work. She's too busy trying to rebuild her image. It's almost time for election. These people need your vote to stay in there, to get back in there. And Garely didn't get your vote. She was put in there by Thora. After all her adultery, she was put back in by Thora. I hear Thora's become quite a fan of adultery. We'll get back to that. But, so you have Lauren over there running the trap and skeet. We have lost hunters. Not just little hunters, these little 5,000. These are big time hunters. Bring in a lot of money for our tribe. I was told that Lauren is holding hunting training classes or trying to teach our guides how to guide. Lauren, you should be in protective custody in jail at this very moment. I don't even know why you're trying to teach anybody anything. You should be in jail and for your safety in protective custody, because what you did to a child, people will hurt you for that. Not even a second thought about it. And that's what you deserve. Juanita Rubio, so sad. I'm praying for you, says things change for the better. Thank you very much. I hope things change for our tribal people for the better. I do feel that a huge change is coming. I don't know what it'll do for our tribal members, but your silence, your inability to speak up against your family, your friends, whatever, has allowed the council to continue to behave this way, to take and take and take and have holes in their pockets, I guess, because it don't ever stop. It stopped now. We have nothing left to take. Nothing left to take. Alan Kurgan, Elgin Toklani, Harriet Aguilar, Mary Caneswa, Lane Randall, Amber Luna, Lucas Carrillo, Frizzell, and his brother Menso. Man, there's a lot of you at the casino. Alan, why don't we get rid of Alan Kurgan and his prostitution ring? Putting people in positions for sex. Now that's what you were claiming Eddie was doing. You have Alan Kurgan, who's actually got people willing to go and state this. And he's not terminated or nothing. His salary is kept. He's well taken care of. I just seen him at Wells Fargo, I think a week ago, wobbling to the ATM. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. If you all want to know where our money is, it's in their bellies, man. Man, you all are well paid. Mary Chino, Mary Thomas, Mary Chisinagini. I don't know what you go by, but did you graduate from high school? Do you have a high school diploma? Because you are a criminal court judge. You are putting people away for criminal charges. Even if you're not criminal and you're civil or you're the children's, you have no business being a judge. Do you have a high school diploma, Judge? Man, and then they tell you you're too overqualified when you apply for positions. I can't tell you how many of our educated tribal members who could take our entities to the top with their knowledge, their experience, their education. And we don't hire them. We tell them they're too experienced. But we hire people like Mary Frizzell, Harriet. I just think that's crazy, Mary. No high school diploma. Janice Moreno, Pam Morgan, Nina Evans, all of them. You all need to go in there and look at their salaries. Justify their salaries for the Mescalero people, because you're telling them they have no money. So you need to go in there and maybe justify these salaries, explain to your tribal members where all their money goes, what for, the education that the people hold that receive these high salaries. I don't know, something, tribal council. Tyner holds 3 positions with no education. I believe a high school diploma. Do you have any more education than that, Tyner? Expert in arson. You're an expert in arson. Ruben Peralta, your sister sure likes to go nuts when she sees me. Start spitting around, trying to yell and fuss through her missing meth teeth. She gets really upset, people talking about the abuse she does to her children. And I thought, man, Ruben was just trying to help her, taking custody of her daughter, trying to help her out. Good family man. You cannot be a good family man when you're starting another family with somebody who is not your wife. Where is his banishment? Where is his charges for adultery? I'm told there's actual proof of his adultery. Living proof. I'm sorry, I meant change for the tribe as a whole. Yes, the whole tribe needs change. The entire tribe needs change. My dad is Mescalero. I just received my DNA results. I'm 47% indigenous peoples. Between both my parents' mother is Comanche. Not that I needed test to prove to anyone, just to share with grandchildren with grandkids' roots. Well, that's good to hear. Thank you very much for that. Let me see who else you got. So Ruben, look at his salary. And maybe you need to look at all of the conservation salary, because, man, I'm always telling conservation, the officers, none of them should be sitting there working under Tyner. Tyner has zero experience, zero education with what he's doing, all of the positions. And he's given 3 positions by his sister, Nelva Cervantes. Ryan Martinez. I don't know. Look at Matteo. You have a director, you have 2 directors sitting there with a failed department. Matteo should be helping our children receive child support. They should be working in every way to bring our parents in, to get them working, to get them compliant. You're not going to get that out of Kateri and Terry Lee. Kateri's too busy chasing Richie boy around. He also has a family and a whole nother relationship that seems to just be accepted, I guess. But you have Kateri over here too busy arguing, fighting with her main, and she's his side. I guess that's how you put it. You're not going to get any help for our children from her. Terry Lee is too busy eating and then working out. I'm not sure what the bulk up is for, but you're not going to get anything out of these people. Their degrees are not for the position they're in. Maybe that's something you should look at. Look at their numbers. Look at their numbers. They're not going down. Their child support cases went down. Terry Lee collected all of her arrears from Matt Pena. Kateri is still collecting arrears for her children from John Cervantes. She makes sure that all of her amendments go in time. If John Cervantes gets a pay increase, she's on it. She's on it. She's going to get her increase as well. But not the Mescalero children. So look at Matteo. Maybe you need to relook at them and change their finances. Our language program. John Lathan. Here's what I forgot. John Lathan today. I talk about John Lathan, Rocky, Geronimo quite a bit. Their transportation, their delivery of meth to our tribe of blues, grays, whatever you call them, to our tribe. I'm not going to hide it. John Lathan is one of our biggest transports. Police could easily follow him and see, but for some reason on the Mescalero tribe, we don't fight the drugs that come in. We welcome them. We set them up. We help them. But John Lathan, this morning, John Lathan lost his niece down in Bent. There was a shooting in Bent, and a tribal member was shot by a non-tribal member. The home that the shooting took place at is a known drug home, has numerous reports, coming from everywhere, and nothing was ever done. Now a tribal member was murdered there. Let's see if anything is done. Let's see what type of investigation is done. Anything. John Lathan, Alan Sunderman. Alan Sunderman does not work. Why do we continue to pay him a full 80 hours? And that comes from accounting. You have accounting staff that wants to know why we continue to cut Alan Sunderman 80-hour checks when we know he's not there. He just clocks in the morning and leaves, and makes sure he's the last one to clock out in the afternoon. Chris Little. Chris Little has a resolution from the tribe, to never work in any type of management position because of his mismanagement of funds, his lying regarding funds. Do you all know? Let's see. Let me see. I know I wrote this down somewhere. All right, here. We have given Chris money for a job, so I don't know why nobody's impeached for this. But Chris has been given $700,000, $600,000, $680,000 to complete the Aditi Nagu. I gotta find that program. But he was given all of that money. 3 huge amounts, and you couldn't get him to go to work for 8 weeks, and he lost the money. He lost the money for that program, for those homes. Why? Oh, here it is. Yeah, Aditi Nikua project. 750,000, 700,000, and 600,000. He refused to do any work for 8 weeks. After Craig left, he finally started work. December 31st was his deadline, or he had to pay back, or the tribe had to pay back 5 to 6 million. Craig tried to get a 3-month extension. It was denied. Chris wanted more money so he could finish the job he was already paid to do. But yet, here we are, keeping another individual who has no business collecting a salary from the Mescalero tribe, while you sit and tell the Mescalero tribal people they have no money. Luke and Lorenzo, Rodney. Luke, Lorenzo, Rodney, all are kingpins for our meth. Rodney, a non-tribal member, had his children enrolled, was given a job, now collects hazard pay, his hourly salary pay, double dips every chance he gets, while doing nothing for the people that he has helped get hooked on meth and all of these other drugs that have come from it. This Christian man, this great Christian man, Melissa Chavez's ex. Now, don't forget, Melissa and Rodney used to mess around when he was married to his first wife. She came and slashed his tires. This ordained minister lady and this meth man that we now hold so high, allow them to do whatever they want, because Melissa's not doing her job. Rodney, man, we pay Rodney up the butt. We lift Rodney up in every way possible. And he does nothing for any of the people that he helped kill. The same with Luke and Lorenzo. Directors, tribal homes, and you all do nothing for the people you help kill either. Tazel and Cochise, you have had a lot of questionable enrollments since Butch has stepped into office. since the man who cannot prove his enrollment stepped in to lead our tribe. We have allowed so many non-tribals to be enrolled. Crystal Lester was our previous enrollment clerk who has a huge alcoholic problem. And I'm telling you, alcoholism is everywhere. It doesn't matter who you are. Alcohol does not discriminate. It will grab you and keep you if you let it. But we had a alcoholic sitting there enrolling people for pay to keep her job. And if I'm wrong, then you could easily prove it. All of these questionable enrollments could easily be proven. Now you all have another drunk sitting in there. I got to make sure I get this right because I said it wrong and I was corrected. And I thank you for correcting me. Tazalin Cochise sitting in there playing enrollment clerk. You all don't understand how important our enrollment process is. The work that should go into it, the details, the investigation to enroll our tribal members into our tribe. You should have a whole department, not just one drunk sitting there following your orders. And you are a drunk. You proudly boast about it, drinking with our acting tribal president, council member Jacob Dakai. You all have no problem as long as he's sitting there paying the tab at his open tab bar and spending the Mescalero people's money to get you drunk. Man, wake up, Mescalero. Johnny. You have Johnny Adams at the casino making huge pay. Jonathan Adams making huge pay. All of these people need to be looked at. All these directors and their salaries, you need to look at all of them. Are they able to show the work that they are paid for? Johnny Adams, you right now are committing a crime. Your adultery alone, you should not be employed. You should be in court, sitting there either filing for a divorce or explaining your adultery. I'm telling you, we just have too many people we're paying that we shouldn't be. Dorlin, look into Dorlin's finances. We built Dorlin a whole home, a brand new home. Luke Signs, the meth dealer, Mescalero's biggest meth dealer, built her a whole home while she was the IHS director, put there by Nelva. Remember, she retired and they put her back. She needed a home. She got a home. We lost our health care. We don't have a hospital anymore. We have a clinic, and the clinic is hanging on by a thread. When I tell you we have zero education, I mean zero. We have no financing, no budgeting, nothing in our council. It's just like they see money and they want to spend it. That's exactly what they do because we have nothing left. But we built Dorlin a home while we lost IHS. I don't know. That could be just sheer luck. She saved up for it, finally had enough to build her new home. I don't know what it is, but we all know Dorlin won't spend any of her own money. Danny Breuninger has a home up, I don't know, in Elk somewhere, I don't know, but it's a big, huge home built with our carbon credit money. Ardina Orozco, as a councilwoman, sat there and gave tax-free lifestyle to whoever she wanted. I mean, you can go back to all of these council members. Get our money back. Let's see. Ed Morgan, you have been sent to so many departments to clean them up. Why don't we just terminate all of those directors and put Ed in charge of those departments? And then, Ed, you need to sit down with the tribal members and tell them all of the things that you know is going on with our finances, because you clean up so many departments. And we all want to know what's going on in these departments. You're cleaning them up. You're saving the day. What do you know, Mr. Morgan? You all had a general meeting that was a flop. It was a bunch of bull. Council complained you all wanted a general meeting. You all didn't show. They didn't let you show. Demand a new general meeting. Demand that the tribal members be allowed to attend. That the tribal members have a schedule that allows them to attend their general meeting that they have been waiting for forever, because you all know there is no communication, no transparency from our tribal administration, none. They meet every day, have $300 paid to them at the end of their meeting. It should be no issue for them to give you another general meeting and make sure that you all are able to attend. They need to show you all the books, the finances from IMG, explain to you why you all are in debt and where each cent is going. There's just no other way around it. Ski Apache, the travel center. Every department, look at the finances. What do they bring in? What are we spending money on? These are things you all should know. Things your leaders should be talking to you about. Not just coming and telling you we had money, but we don't have it now. We're broke. We're going to lose our sovereignty. We're living on a loan basis. Where's all the money? Audit their accounts. Council, all the way back to Danny and Butch. Audit their accounts. Perny, you received $5,000 from the veterans. Where did that go? Teresa Mendez had commented that I vote for Gabe. That's why I vote for Gabe, because for this past 7 years, he's given dividend. Do you think he wanted to, Mendez? Do you honestly think he wanted to? He had to. And even that was almost messed up by Aguilar. Gabe Aguilar almost lost COVID money that was given to us for homes. And if Craig Dougal didn't save it, we would have had to give back all that money. And it wasn't even all the money. Craig had very little to work with, what was left to get those trailers you all are looking at Windy Point 2. So looking at your carbon credit, Danny and Butch, you all issued a receipt to the Mescalero tribal people of things that the carbon credit money was spent on. Now keep in mind, during this time, Danny Breuninger also built a brand new home. Dividends was estimated 205. Carbon credit maintenance, 200 million. What? I don't understand that, but okay. Now this one is the one that I really need help with, you all. And if you all can help me, because, someone's already explained to me, we lost our hot shots in 2009 to 2010. The Mescalero hot shots, we lost them around that time. Late David Kurgan was transferred to Zuni in 2010. Erica Bradley, Chris Little were both dismissed and had a resolution in 2016. So our forestry was already almost completely torn apart. We had a few office staff left, which they got rid of, I believe, a year or two ago. Anyway, so we had no forestry for years now. No hot shots, at least since 2009, 2010. But on your carbon credit receipt that you gave out, Danny, you gave $1,500,000 to hot shots. Could you show us a list of the hotshot members that received that money, or what that went to for the hotshot members, Danny and Butch? Because this is your receipt. I'm telling you, we allowed Butch Blazer to come and live off the Mescalero people, to rob us blind, and to use our laws to protect his murdering daughter and his drug-addicted son. Playground and parks, 400,000. We don't have any new playgrounds and parks. The playgrounds and parks, I believe, were there since I was a child. I could be wrong. Anybody let me know when those were done. Boys and girls heating unit, 9,000. That's about the only thing I think that is accurate on you all's receipt. Hello, Miss Torres. How are you doing? I'm glad you tuned in. The admin building roof, tribal homes, we were given from the carbon credit, 500,000. Am I saying that wrong? Now, if I'm saying this wrong, y'all, let me know, but where are our homes? Where are the homes that you gave money for? There's a lot of questions with your carbon credit receipt here. Y'all go back. Question your counsel. Demand an audit. A federal audit. Find out where your money really went. The $10 million that was given by Harlan Vincent, when will you start to use that for your people that were affected by the fires or the floods? Who will monitor that? Thora. We have not had any strike teams for how long now? For how long has the Mescalero tribe not been able to protect their homelands? Could you tell us that? Could you give us a damage report? How much of our trees were lost? How much of our wildlife is affected? Anything. This is your area. Anyway, we have John Montoya. You all have fought very hard to keep John Montoya. Garrely, I don't know which one of you all fights for him. But if you all fight for Montoya, why do you have Leo La Paz and Leland Palman doing his job? Why don't you just get rid of John Montoya? And what are you paying Leo La Paz and Leland Palman? Because your tribal members have noticed, since you've told them that you can't help them and that they're broke and that they have no money and they're going to lose more programs, how much are you paying to keep Leo and Leland employed? I'm told they have a tribal work vehicle. I just want to know, because you're telling us we have no money, but we're bringing in all these extra FMOs. I don't see why we need all of them. The fire's out. We should have brought them all in for prevention, but John Montoya didn't want prevention, and neither did you, Thora. You got rid of Miss Vicky Wesley, or whatever the lady's name is. Excuse me, I'm sorry if I'm not saying it right. From San Carlos. She also wanted to know what East Padilla's position is for the tribe. Was that why she was terminated? I'm just wondering. Do y'all realize that we paid $380,000 of tribal money to pay for Kenny Blazer's embezzlement? We had to buy out his bus contract from BIE when Kenny Blazer and Jolynn Blazer embezzled all that money from our children. We paid more money, and we did not charge Kenny or Jolynn for embezzling the money. Man, the Blazers sure have a life here. Sure get away with a lot. Jolynn called Luke, not the police, when a young man took his own life because of her nasty cell phone messages. Wow. And we protect Jolynn and Luke. Why wouldn't you call the police, Jolynn? I'm telling you, y'all need to open these investigations back up. Jolynn should be behind bars. That's exactly where she belongs. Luke dropped weeds off with blood coming out of his mouth and nose and left him there. Almost died himself until Mary Lee and his congregation went out of their way to save him. And the council, not just his congregation. Man, we gave him a job, a director's job. Gave him a home. We've done a lot for Jolynn and Luke. Why? Why do we do so much for them? When will you start banishing all of these people that do so much wrong to their own tribal members? You have so many people claiming to be tribal members, and they're not. Luke, you're one of them. Nobody understands how you're enrolled, but you have cousins that have more blood than you that are not enrolled. So Sharon Signs, you've come up quite a bit, questioning your enrollment practices. Our council does nothing to protect any of us. Nothing for our children, for our elders. No proper investigations for our murdered, for our finances, for our molested or raped. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing, Melissa. Nothing, council. Nothing, Nelva. We do nothing for our homeless. We have no services for our addicts. We still have not arrested any arson, and we've known about them for years. You've known about the arson for years, but yet you denied any type of prevention. We allow drugs to come onto the reservation like wildfire. We're just letting it take over everywhere. We don't stop them. Nothing. Frizzell don't even let you do any type of prevention for drugs on the casino floor. You leave the drug deals alone. You let them be. Nothing. Nothing. You all have broken laws to hurt your own people. You have no jail, no programs to help anybody, and we're losing programs and no money. When you allow these white people to come into our tribal government and start stealing and disenrolling and banishing tribal members, when you allow these non-tribals to violate our matriarchal way of life, you started putting your tribe as a whole in jeopardy. When Nelva seen the power she had, what she could get away with, she did it. You didn't think your strategy through, Nelva. You're broke. You took everything now. Everything. You allowed Butch Blazer, you allowed Nelva, Danny, Garrely, all of these people to bring greed into your hearts, into your chambers. Mescalero, you have sat silent too long. So long that your sovereignty is on the line. If you can even say you have it. You're living on a loan basis. There's millions missing. We have no investigation for our murders and no investigation for the arsons. To the Ruidoso people, get together. Maybe seek legal advice. Because for just one area, pick a spot. Pick a place in Ruidoso that has been affected by the fire or the floods. I guarantee that the damages for almost every place is over $1 million. That is a lot of lawsuit for the Mescalero tribe. You failed to keep our people safe, causing mass destruction and death to come to Ruidoso and Alto, Ruidoso Downs, all over Hondo. And you have nobody arrested for your fires that you caused, that you allowed to happen. Your salt fire arson took the resources from the Ruidoso community while they faced your South Fork fire. It still blows my mind that Thora's daughter, the Mescalero Pueblo president, was demanding an apology from the Ruidoso people. I just can't understand that. You obviously have not driven through Ruidoso. You have no concept of true value. You've been given everything, Aspen. You haven't earned it. So these people giving you an apology, you should be lucky they haven't sued. You Mescalero people, I don't understand why you all have not impeached your Pueblo president, Thora Walsh. And Thora, are you committing adultery? I know that you and my Uncle Joey aren't really a couple. I mean, he's got his own girlfriend, but you're claiming to be his spouse, his wife, my husband, Joey, my husband. But now, rumor is you're committing adultery. I'm telling you, Mescalero people, you need to save your tribe. Every single one of these people, Nelva, Cher, Blue, they all need to be removed immediately. I don't see any reason not to. Thora, Dwayne, Gabe, Jacob, Garilee, Caroline, Idella, Robert, Euphrasia, Alfred, all of them need to be impeached and charged. Y'all need to have an audit done and charge these people with the stealing of all your money. Every program, the damages to your identity as Mescalero people. Sorry, but y'all need to have an investigation. Put these people in jail. That's why there's no transparency. They're too busy sticking your money in their pockets, trying to keep it all. I hope I remembered everything. My light's about to go out in here. I have tons of notes. Officer Titus, I hope you're gone. I hope you're off our reservation forever. I hope they put a permanent banishment on Officer Titus. No business on our tribe. There's so many people that need to have a banishment that bring actual harm, danger to their people. They only banish people that bring shame to their name. It's people who speak the truth, talk about their nasty ways. When they try to talk about other people's nasty ways, they don't like it. All right. I think that's it, y'all. Remember, I believe you Ruidoso people have every right to get together. Get your damages. Harlan Vincent, I don't understand what you gave the Mescalero people money for. You should have kept it so you could actually help the Mescalero members. All you did was help the Mescalero administration. Ruidoso people, remember that. All of you chasing Mescalero people out of your stores or fussing or whatever, remember that. The Mescalero people suffer by the hands of their government. They don't need you to treat them that way too. Treat the leaders that way. I just named them. Hello, Mr. Sago. How are you doing? Thank you for tuning in. But remember that, Ruidoso. Don't treat the Mescalero people ugly. It's the tribal leadership you need to treat ugly. Direct your nastiness or your meanness or your anger towards them. I can't say that it's wrong. I understand you have no justice for losing your homes. There's been no arrest for the arson. And I guarantee you, if they get into all of the cell phones for these fake accounts, Sheila Harris, Nacho Libre, Carlos Balachi, Facebook, she's Carlos Joy. All these people, Shawnee Holmes, Lisa Schludecker, you get into all of these people's cell phones, Gabe Aguilar, Tyner Cervantes, Nelva Cervantes, you're going to catch your arson. All of them. That's a fact. Phyllis Crane Modi, hello from Texas. Wow, thank you. Thank all of you. I'm good. It's good to see you again. It's good to see you too. I enjoy all your content. I see you a lot, actually. I see a lot of y'all's content. I really enjoy it. I do ask that you all share my content, especially in regards to Elijah Hadley. Share my videos. I have been sharing everything I see regarding Elijah Hadley. Everything I see, I try to share it. Please share it also. I was told the state police released their investigation to the sheriffs, the Otero sheriffs. They are now holding, or the district attorney is now holding it. The district attorney, Scott D. Key, I believe, is the district attorney. It's in your hands, sir. It's up to you to decide if that officer felt that he was threatened for his life to justify him emptying a clip into our young Apache baby. The officer that is allegedly on suspension or allegedly being investigated for this murder, he should be behind bars. There's no reason for him to be free, sitting with his family every day. None at all. Do you have children? You should not be allowed to sit there and hold your children. There's no reason to. You took a child from a family. They don't get to hold him. Why should you? Why should you get to enjoy your life with your family when they don't? I have been telling everyone about you so they can hear what you have to say. Thank you so much, Miss Torres. There's another protest tomorrow at the sheriff's. Good. Share it. I will share it. If you share the content, Mr. Sago, I will share it. The more people, the better. The more people that can show up, the better. I believe tomorrow is a sit-in at the commission meeting or something. Be there. Even if you're sitting silent, you are screaming, you are saying volumes for this family. I'm not sure what time. I believe they said it starts at 10, but I'll look again and share the content. And remember, I know there was some of us wondering this past protest where the family was. We have to understand that this is really hard for them to do all of this. We have to be their strength. We have to be their voice. We have to get them justice. Our tribal leaders are not going to do it. The outside is not going to do it. They're going to try and let it be silent until it dies down and this officer can sit there with his family for the rest of his life and enjoy freedom, when that's not how it should be. He belongs behind bars. The protest begins at 10. Can anyone attend? Yes. The more that attend, the better. I did see you, Miss Torres, drive by on Saturday at the protest. I was waving. Stop, you all. When you see us out there protesting, just stop. It doesn't matter if you have a sign or not, just stop. A lot of people had extra signs. I didn't make a sign, and I was standing there with the sign. Just show your support. It means a lot. It speaks volumes to these people. Scott Key, we're waiting for your charges. I don't know how you can justify not charging him, sir. So we're waiting. I haven't seen Eva yet, but hopefully she will be there. Yes, I had to go to Las Cruces and had forgotten about it. I really hope that Eva and her children, her mother, all of them feel our love, our prayers, our strength for them. Whether you personally know them, there's just no way that you can watch the video and not be affected, not be moved, not feel obligated to help. Continue to be their voice. We have to. Share my content. Share all of Elijah Hadley content. Tag the Otero sheriffs. I could not tag Scott Key, the district attorney, but you can mention him. Push, 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 and show up tomorrow for the meeting. Remember, be respectful. The family is asking that the protests be peaceful. It can get upsetting. You can get mad. But we have to respect the family's wishes. We have to ensure that we are maintaining so that we get justice. We lost our home in the South Fork fire. Heartbroken. Justice needs to be served. It does. It really does. The fire did not end. The destruction did not stop. Every time it rains, we sit here on pins and needles waiting to see if anybody else loses a home, to make sure everybody is safe. That's not how it should be. Mescalero tribal leaders, you should have been prepared. Your people have been asking for it forever. Prayers to the family. This is a hard situation for them. And Ruidoso needs to do something. Yes, prayers for the Hadley family and prayers for the Ruidoso people that lost homes, lives, memories, everything. Glenn and Jody was the guy that started those. He's locked up. Well, what about Allison Cochise? They released a statement stating that they had her shoes. They have placed her at 6 of the fires. And where are the other arsonists? Where are the other arsonists? Because Glenn and Allison did not work alone. In one day, we had how many fires? They did not work alone. Him and his girl are both locked up. Well, that's good to hear. Remember, y'all, there's proof. I'm telling you, the FBI go and take those fake accounts that Gabe and Tyner and Nelval have access to that they created. They'll find their arsonists. There's 2 more, but he stood up and took the blame. He can stand up and take the blame, but the investigation should show. And they are still investigating. It's not done. There's just no way that it was just these people. Absolutely no way. Now, if Danica is in charge of this investigation, then yes, it's probably done. There's another person. She's a BIA employee, I believe, but she shouldn't be working for our tribe either. Not with our people, not for our people. We have so many unsolved, unanswered investigations. She has the audacity to give you an investigation full of shit. Sorry, but it's full of BS. And Danica, you've already had the arson. Years ago. And now we're sitting here with a whole burnt community dealing with devastation every week. 3 people died, right? I know of 2. I did hear 3 at one time, but I cannot confirm 3. I can't. Took the blame, LMAO, and what happened to the lives lost and homes and all the floods. I'm sure he didn't work alone. No, he did not. And if any of you know Glenn, you know he didn't work alone. But share my content. You all have a great, great rest of your week. Stand up to your tribal leaders, Mescalero people. Take your tribe back. Remove them, every one of them, and get audits going and save your tribe. Save what little tribe you have left before they lose it all from you. And believe me, they got really close. You all are really close right now. Nanduse. Thank you. All of you. Share my content and have a very safe week. We have rain coming tomorrow, so stay out of the flood areas, flood zones. And I know there's a lot, and it sucks. We got school coming. Share my content, y'all. Thank you.